And this one comes to us from Serkan Orbe. And the question is, what about XRP? Obviously, they're talking about Ripple. Any thoughts there, Raoul?
Yeah, so there's this weird narrative from the past about Ripple. The point being is, even if they have to settle a lawsuit and get a slap on the wrist, Ripple plays actually quite an important role. It's a money transmission network, and it does quite a good job of it. And it has deep connections with global governments around the world and has worked really hard on it. So there is a reason the chain is valued as highly as it is.
If you're holding 3,000 XRP coins right now, here's a fact that might leave you stunned. The exponential growth of cryptocurrency wallets is outpacing the internet's user adoption rate during its early days. By 2025, the number of crypto wallets is expected to hit a staggering 1.1 billion globally. But what does this mean for XRP? Well, it could mark the most lucrative financial opportunity of this decade, one that might turn a modest XRP holding into a life-changing windfall.
And it's not from speculation, because actually, it got taken off a whole bunch of exchanges because of the lawsuit. It's actually because when I use my netcast law model, the amount of value that gets transacted on the chain is very high. It's being used. So I think if you lift the legal issue, probability is that the value of the chain increases significantly. And as the world moves towards central bank digital currencies, I think the XRP network is going to be somewhere at the center of all of that. So yeah, I don't rule it out. I know it's not flavor of the day for a lot of people. I think it's a big player, it's a real player, and it has its niche.
The ongoing conversation about XRP and Solana's 2025 potential has taken an intriguing turn thanks to recent insights from financial expert Raoul Pal. He is making waves by linking generational economic shifts to the rise of decentralized finance, shedding light on how these digital assets might redefine wealth building in the years to come. For holders of XRP, the predictions aren't just optimistic, they're revolutionary.
Well, we think by unlocking those kind of economic borders, the friction that exists today, by unlocking that, you open up opportunities for entrepreneurs, for even the people who want to send money home to anywhere you may have come from in, pick your country in South America. And so we think by doing that, you're giving people opportunity, economic freedom. You're inviting them into, people who are unbanked can become more banked, partly because you're simply reducing costs, but partly also there's some people who can hold crypto and transact that don't have a bank account, and that's okay. So we think that by kind of moving the world forward, we're rewiring financial infrastructure in a way that's good for society.
Let's start with what's fueling this shift. Raoul Pal, a former hedge fund manager and the CEO of Real Vision, recently emphasized the stark generational divide in wealth accumulation. His observations paint a bleak picture for millennials and Gen Z, who are battling economic challenges that previous generations rarely faced. The cost of housing is perhaps the most glaring example. In the past, buying a home typically cost 3 times a person's annual salary. Today, that number has ballooned to 8 or even 10 times annual income in many regions. This disparity has created a generation that feels economically locked out, unable to secure stable footing through traditional means like home ownership or retirement savings.
If you're young or if you're old, you've got a real problem on your hands. I can see that by the retirement crisis video got viewed 4 million times online, because it's a stress point for people. If you're young, it's like, God, I've got student debts. I'm 35 years old. I've got student debts. I've got 2 kids now. I've got married. I've had to move out of New York City or whatever city. I'm worried about job security. How's everything going to change? How am I going to save? I'm putting money in my 401k. Doesn't seem to pay for a house. How am I ever going to pay for a house?
Pal argues that this economic disillusionment is forcing younger generations to seek alternatives, something entirely outside the confines of traditional finance. And this is where cryptocurrencies, specifically XRP and Solana, enter the picture. These digital assets represent more than just speculative investments. They symbolize a new paradigm of financial empowerment.
These are the answers. This is why the millennial population are drawn to crypto hugely, and rightly so, because they want and need that risk to give them a chance to do what their parents had. And that's why they're drawn to technology investing and even in option investing. If you're doing standard investing in your 401k and with your discretionary side, you're trying to get ahead by taking these wilder bets, I think that's a pretty sensible investment strategy. I have no issue with that whatsoever.
He also discusses how decentralized finance provides a level playing field for investors. Unlike legacy systems that favor the wealthy and well-connected, Cryptocurrencies like XRP and Solana offer opportunities for anyone with even modest starting capital. This is particularly significant for millennials and Gen Z, who are turning to digital assets as a means of building wealth in a world where traditional avenues seem increasingly out of reach.
The average millennial is 36 years old. They can't afford to buy the house. So therefore, their future self is poorer. If they think of how much of the stock market they can buy less with their money. They have less savings. They've got debts from university. So they don't have the ability to get out of this trap. And then what we are finding is because of this, they're having to live with other people into their 30s. They don't have kids and they don't get married. And these numbers have collapsed since 1983. You've seen these numbers come down from people living on their own. So i.e., you could get your job, get yourself an apartment. It's gone from 80% to 62%. You're seeing the marriage rate halve. You see then the same cohort of kids in their 30s doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That's not because they want to. Nobody wants to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. It's because they have to. And their parents, the baby boomers, never had that. They were the richest generation the world had ever seen. So this is the first generation that won't be as rich as their parents. If the American dream is, well, you'll never be as wealthy as your parents, and they were middle-class people and I'm now less well off than them, that's kind of...
What makes XRP particularly exciting is its unique utility within the financial ecosystem. Unlike speculative cryptocurrencies with limited real-world use, XRP is designed to streamline global payments by serving as a liquidity bridge. This practical application has earned XRP partnerships with some of the biggest names in banking and finance, solidifying its position as a cornerstone of the decentralized revolution.
The good thing about this magic internet money is you have to physically cross borders with it.
Yeah.
Think of all the Jewish people who had to take money and diamonds and gold out of Nazi Germany and out of Europe. It was hard to do. Here, you don't have to do anything. You just need to remember a seed phrase.
He also highlights a broader cultural trend driving interest in cryptocurrencies: the shift toward decentralization as a response to systemic inequities. This movement isn't just about money, it's about redefining how power and value are distributed. Blockchain technology, which underpins XRP and Solana, embodies this ethos by removing intermediaries and enabling peer-to-peer transactions. For a generation disillusioned with traditional institutions, this shift is as much ideological as it is financial.
Yeah.
This is our hypothetical blockchain.
Yeah.
Now explain to me the difference between the bank we just saw and this blockchain.
So this blockchain, this, let's say, is a Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
This slot on the blockchain is confirmed by every other part of the blockchain, which is all the computers that solve this mathematical problem. We don't need to worry about that. But what it is tens of thousands of people reporting on all of the activity. So if I transfer this ownership to you,
yeah,
it will know that you are the owner. You can either hold it yourself, like the gold coin,
mm-hmm.
as a bearer asset, or you can ask somebody to custody it for you, but still your name.
But the conversation doesn't stop at utility and ideology. Raoul Pal makes an intriguing point about the speculative side of cryptocurrency investing. He likens the market to a high-stakes game of attention and culture, where certain coins gain value simply because they capture the zeitgeist. While this might sound risky, it's a phenomenon that has played out successfully in other industries. Tech giants like Facebook and Google built their empires on attention economies, and Pal suggests that cryptocurrencies are no different. Take Dogecoin as an example. Once dismissed as a joke, Dogecoin has demonstrated the power of cultural relevance in driving market performance. Endorsements from high-profile figures like Elon Musk have turned it into a household name, proving that even the most speculative assets can deliver extraordinary returns under the right circumstances.
Let's go back to the window cleaner who's now decided to build his business, and he's got 20 people.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's now got the hassle of managing all these people. They turn out sick, and then this happens, and then the customer's unhappy. So maybe the right answer is to create a program to train other people to build their own window cleaning companies. Free yourself from the rat race and build this business. You'll make more money doing that than you will from actually cleaning the windows.
100%.
Because you're going up the knowledge curve. The further up, the more of an expert you are. And there's two things that people need to think about. You either have a very broad market for something, candy bars. Well, then you've got to sell massive scale and it's really hard. Or you go through an area that has a very specific group of users, buyers, whatever, and particularly ones that have a lot of money.
For XRP and Solana, the cultural factor is less about memes and more about their roles as disruptors. XRP is carving out its space in the financial sector, while Solana is making waves with its high-speed blockchain technology, which enables lightning-fast transactions and scalability. Both are attracting significant attention, not just from retail investors, but also from institutions looking to capitalize on the next big wave of blockchain innovation. Let's turn to the numbers for a moment. Analysts have floated various price predictions for XRP and Solana by 2025. And while estimates vary, the consensus is bullish. XRP, which has already demonstrated its resilience in the face of regulatory challenges, is poised for substantial growth following its partial legal victory against the SEC. Some experts predict that XRP could hit $10, $20, or even higher within the next cycle. For holders of 3,000 XRP coins, that could translate to a portfolio worth $30,000 to $60,000 or more.
Crypto markets are on the rise this morning. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin climbed a little more than 1% to 91,463. Ether rose 2.5% to 31.69, and Ripple's XRP jumped to $1.13, but at one point touched $1.26, its highest level since September 6th of 2021.
Solana, on the other hand, is gaining recognition for its ability to handle thousands of transactions per second, making it a strong contender for decentralized applications and NFTs. If its current trajectory holds, Solana could easily see a 5x or 10x return by 2025. Both assets benefit from the broader trend of increasing cryptocurrency adoption, which is expected to reach over 1 billion users by mid-decade. Pal's commentary underscores the importance of disciplined investing in this volatile landscape. He warns against the dangers of over-leveraging or falling into the trap of emotional trading, emphasizing the need for a long-term strategy. For those willing to ride out the market's ups and downs, the rewards could be transformative.
Meant that I started switching and then switched all of my ETH outside of my NFTs, where I collect a lot of art, into Solana. And I've now been switching part of my Solana into SUI, S-U-I, and as a disclaimer, I'm actually on the board of the foundation, but it's like the next big chosen one. It's the group that came out of Facebook that built Facebook Libra. So what I'm trying to do is maximize my return. I'm a mercenary around, I'm passionate about this space and what it means, the technology, and how it empowers people, how it can change the third world, how it can change the internet, but I'm also a mercenary for my own capital.
But what does all this mean for the average investor? Pal suggests that cryptocurrencies are no longer niche investments. They're becoming essential components of a modern portfolio. For younger generations in particular, digital assets represent a way to level the playing field, offering opportunities that were once reserved for the elite. The future of XRP and Solana isn't just about their price points in 2025. It's about the broader implications of decentralized finance. As blockchain technology continues to disrupt traditional systems, these digital assets are likely to play a pivotal role in shaping the financial landscape of the future. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a newcomer to the crypto world, understanding these dynamics is crucial for navigating the opportunities ahead.
The same theory, as I said, is be an expert in something and you can find more opportunity. If you're just a generalist, it's really hard because you're competing against average people doing average things, right? If you're just working in an insurance office, I mean, there's thousands of people, and plus you're competing with AI. You know, how are you ever going to be something within that? How do you become an expert? Now, you could teach yourself, okay, if I don't mind this industry and I think I know it, maybe I need to learn management skills. Maybe I spend all the time listening to podcasts and learning management. Maybe I can then manifest my destiny. But as you say, doing something other people aren't doing is a superpower.
By 2025, the financial ecosystem as we know it could look radically different, with XRP and Solana leading the charge. The question isn't just what 3,000 XRP coins will be worth, It's how they'll redefine the very concept of wealth building for generations to come. Let's break this down. XRP, the controversial altcoin often positioned as a bridge currency for global payments, is gearing up for what many analysts believe will be its most explosive phase yet. And this isn't just speculation. There are concrete data, historical patterns, and predictions from some of the most respected names in finance, like Raoul Pal, pointing to an unprecedented surge in value.
Now, this is a special for you because I think you know by now the banana zone has started, and that's the silly season in crypto when prices start to go mad. And we have one job here, and that's not to fuck it up. And I'll explain a little bit about that. But first, the bigger picture. You see, we're on this journey. Today, crypto's a $3 trillion asset class. But I think it's going to 100 trillion by, let's say, 2032, 2034. So within 10 years, it goes to 100 trillion, which would be the largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all human history.
Historically, the cryptocurrency market has followed distinct cycles, marked by dramatic surges and corrections. According to Pal, this cycle is shaping up to be unlike anything we've seen before. While previous cycles, such as the one in 2020, saw a slower buildup to their peak moments, the current trajectory is far more aggressive. The early gains we're witnessing now suggest that we could be on the verge of a vertical price explosion. For XRP holders, this could translate to returns beyond anyone's wildest dreams. To understand why, let's look at how altcoins like XRP tend to perform in bull markets. In the previous cycle, XRP hit a peak of around $2 per coin. That was during a time when regulatory uncertainty clouded its future. Fast forward to today, and XRP has achieved a significant legal victory against the SEC with a ruling that it is not a security. This milestone alone has injected renewed confidence into the market, leading to substantial price movements. Just recently, XRP recorded a 15% gain in a single day, a level of growth rarely seen outside of major market catalysts.
So from the earliest days, Ripple has been focused on solving the problem around cross-border payments. It's slow, it's expensive, and we use a digital asset called XRP to help speed that up, make it very inexpensive and very reliable. But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has had this very hostile. The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto, and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
So for Ripple, do you think that this also unlocks new revenue opportunities for you in the U.S.? Because I know the customer base is largely outside the U.S.
You're exactly right. You know, the United States SEC filed a lawsuit about what is XRP 4 years ago. And so it kind of froze the U.S. market opportunity for us. You know, if you're a U.S. bank or U.S. financial institution, you're like, let's just wait and see how this plays out. So 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And finally, I think we're at a point where we can actually see growth and see the crypto industry thrive here in the United States. The largest economy in the world has really been leaning out of the crypto economy.
Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The momentum building around XRP isn't just about its past performance. It's about the future it's carving out in the broader financial system. XRP's unique use case as a liquidity solution for cross-border payments positions it at the forefront of the next wave of crypto adoption. With partnerships spanning global banks and financial institutions, XRP is not just another altcoin. It's a tool designed to revolutionize how money moves across the world. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine XRP following a similar trajectory to its previous cycles. Based on its momentum and market positioning, many analysts, including Pal, suggest that XRP could easily surpass its previous all-time high of $2. Some are predicting that XRP might hit $10 or even higher by the end of the current cycle. If that happens, your 3,000 XRP coins could be worth $30,000 or more.
One of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation, it's just the regulation's not even clear. We're trying to apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test, to we're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again.
But why stop at $10? Given the rapid adoption of blockchain technology, XRP's role in global finance, and the increasing number of crypto users, the potential upside could be far greater. The number of cryptocurrency wallets is growing at twice the speed of internet adoption during its early years. By the end of 2025, we're looking at over 1 billion users. This level of adoption creates a massive inflow of capital, driving up demand and prices for altcoins like XRP. Pal also highlights the importance of diversification, suggesting that a small portion of your portfolio can be allocated to riskier assets or newer blockchain projects that may outperform during bull markets. Let's not forget the historical patterns. In prior cycles, altcoins like Solana and Dogecoin have delivered extraordinary returns, turning modest investments into small fortunes. Solana, for instance, peaked at $250 during the last bull run, while Dogecoin's meteoric rise created millionaires overnight. If XRP follows a similar path, the returns could be life-changing.
You see, the space is going to go up plenty. You don't need the fastest horse in the race. You need just good, fast horses. So for most people, just Bitcoin is good enough. Or maybe you want Bitcoin and Solana, because Solana has been, the blockchain with the most network adoption this cycle. Or maybe you have Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. And then maybe you want to go a little bit further out the risk curve, whether it's SUI or Celestia or Say or whatever that one is for you.
Looking ahead, the next few years are critical. By 2030, the crypto market is expected to reach saturation, with growth slowing as adoption peaks. This means that the biggest gains are likely to occur between now and then. For XRP holders, this is a pivotal moment. The decisions you make today could determine your financial future in ways you never imagined. So what will 3,000 XRP coins be worth in 2025? If current trends hold, the answer could be nothing short of extraordinary. Whether XRP hits $10, $20, or even higher, one thing is clear: the opportunity is now. The question is, will you seize it? As we inch closer to 2025, the potential of XRP and Solana sparks both excitement and debate. Will XRP's utility and resilience drive it to new heights? Or will rising competitors steal the spotlight? Let us know in the comments where you see XRP and Solana heading in the next few years. Your predictions could be spot on.